Hello guys, here are 5 must know things about Hostinger that I wish somebody told me before I start using their service. And trust me, this info you will not get anywhere else. The price you see on their website does not accurately represent how much you will be paying if you continuously use Hostinger. It's just an introduction price and it applies to your first term only. For example, if you buy the cheapest plan for 48 months, you will pay a one-time subscription fee of around $95. However, after the 4-year period is over, you will have to pay $191 if you want to continue using the service, because the renew fee is no longer a 1 comma $99. It's actually 3.99 dollars. How is this even legal and how can they get away with this? But the sad truth is that it is legal, and almost every single hosting company I know is using this tactic. It's almost like an unspoken rule of web hosting at this point. On the bright side, Hostinger price increase is not as bad as most other popular companies in the space. Hostinger is still on average at least 2 times cheaper than Bluehost or GoDaddy, and 4 times cheaper than site or ground. It's also important to keep in mind that you will not actually be paying monthly. You must pay for the whole period upfront. So if you are buying for 4 year, you will be paying for 4 year UPF front at check but out, but never expected of your. What is expected through is that your website will not crash as soon as you get your first visitor. So that why I have done a little research to see just how many users of these cheap hoster your plan can handle. The cheapest hosting up plan comes with one CPU core and 768 MB or RAM. The premium one is CPU core and the 1024 megabytes of RAM, and the business plan come with 2 CPU cores and 1536 MB of RAM. I know these numbers probably mean very little to you, so let me explain. Every time a user come to your website, he takes up some RAM. You run out of RAM, your website crash. In my experience, around 7 mega of RAM are needed for one user. So in theory, if you have the cheapest plan, you can have around 110 user on at the same time. The premier plan it's around 125 user, and the business plan it's around 220 user at the same time. User at the same time is not the same thing as overall user, because if you 100 people can visit your site at the same time, thousands of people can still access it throughout the month. So buy your plan accordingly and buy them for the longest possible period, because historically Hostinger or share price have only been going up. So if you buy for a longer period of time, the sort of lock in that better price. And for me personally, I like their service enough to put faith in them to buy for a longer period of time. Honestly, if you are just creating one website, there not much reason to buy the premium plan, because the resource you get are almost the same as the cheapest plan. However, there is another thing you must think about first. E-commerce store, blogs, portfolio websites, small business website, resume, all have different need. For example, e-commerce store often need additionally plugging of customer functionally that going to take up more CPU power to. So would I host an e-commerce store on Stranger? No, probably not, because there are better options available. Like next, check out my video about them right here, where you can get like hundred of dollar worth of plugin bundles into your e-commerce plan for a smoother experience. Hostinger or your plans work best for website that you need to set up fast and easy, because the interface is incredible easy to use compared to most other web hostinger providers. You hope everything is one place, so you don't need to buy things from different website, and you can create a professional site within like 20 minutes. All the technical aspects are fully automated, so you only need to worry about the next image or the layout of your website. I actually have a tutorial on how to set up your website using Hostinger the right way that you can find by clicking here. So if you do decide to buy a plan with them, I highly recommend it. Following this guide, remember, when I talk about resources, well, there are times when your website gets a spike of visitor that you were planning or on for a e-commerce. This usually happen during Christmas or Black Friday shopping, and Hostinger it has a really neat feature to help you out here. Once a month for 24 hours, you can significantly boost your website performance. I am taking like 2 or 3 times here. So if you are going for a job interview, or you know that an important client is going to be visiting your site that day, or you are beginning traffic to your site by additional ads, take advantage of that boost completely free of charge. I am going into boost mode by boys who I develop website for people, and I hate when they get a random call at the random time with a person being like you. So I try changing some stuff around myself. Now everything is broken, can you fix it please? That why I always tell people you need to have two websites. One is for the client called the live version, and one is for messing around testing feature and update called the test version. You do everything on the last version, and if it work, you merge it into the live version. Most of the time beginner user does not ever think about this, and she sounds user very well. For them it just seems like it's too much work, because you have to buy two spare website name, you need to host two spare website, then you need to do uh, all the merging stuff. It's like just too much work. However, if you get the Hostinger business plan, you get access to what called a staging environment. Hostinger will clone your website automatically, and you will not even need a separate name, because they will use a subdomain, and you can make change on the test site. And once you are ready, just hit public. They will automatically transfer the change to your live site. Now that you know this information, I highly recommend your check out this video next, where I showcase how to properly set up your Hostinger website completely from scratch. It will solve.